morning, dear students. This is your Sudha ma'am. Welcome to the third lesson of class 10 biology, that is transportation, the circulatory system. In this lesson, we are going to learn about why is transportation needed, heart and its functions, the blood vessels and circulation, lymphatic system, evolution of the transport system, and finally transportation in plants. Today we are studying the first two topics. Let's start our session. What is the need of a circulatory system to the organisms? We know that all living organisms need nutrients, gases, liquids for their growth and maintenance of their body. These materials are present or produced somewhere in the body, which are to be transported to each and every cell of the body for their metabolic activities. For example, oxygen is reached to our alveoli during the process of breathing, but it has to reach to each and every cell of our body for cellular respiration. Like that, glucose is to be supplied to each and every cell for the cellular respiration to be done. During these processes, these metabolic processes, some metabolic waste is generated, which are to be removed from there, and hormones are secreted somewhere in the body, but their target organs are elsewhere in the body. To carry all these materials from one place to another, circulatory system is very important. That means via blood all these materials are transported. In lower organisms like amoeba, hydra, etc., the materials are transported through the processes like diffusion, osmosis, etc. But in multicellular organisms which contain trillions of cells, these processes would not work out. It would take some years to reach to every cell of the body. To avoid delay and to carry materials easier and faster, a separate system, that is circulatory system, is established in our body. The circulatory system mainly consists of heart, blood vessels and blood. Let us study about heart. The heart is a pear-shaped structure, triangle in outline, wider at anterior end and narrower at posterior end. And it is located between the lungs in the thoracic cavity, and it is protected by the rib cage. And the size of the heart is approximately the person's own fist. The heart is covered by two layers of membranes called pericardial membranes. The space between these two layers is filled by a fluid called pericardial fluid, which protect the heart from shocks. In lungs also, already in second lesson we studied about lungs. Lungs are covered by the two membranes called pleura, and that fluid is called pleural fluid. Here pericardial membrane, heart is covered by pericardial membrane, and the fluid is called pericardial fluid. The blood vessels which are present on the walls of the heart are called coronary vessels. They supply blood to the muscles of the heart. This is all about external structure of heart. And now coming to the internal structure. Let's observe an opened heart ventral side, that is Large arch-like tube faces upwards. The heart is divided into 4 chambers. The upper 2 chambers are called atria or auricles, and the lower 2 chambers are called ventricles. The 2 atria is plural, atrium is singular. The 2 atria and 2 ventricles are separated from each other by muscular partitions called septa. Septum is singular, septa plural. The openings between the atria and ventricles are guarded by valves. If we see the heart longitudinally, right side one atrium and one ventricle are present. Like that, left side also one atrium and one ventricle are present. As usual, they are also separated by septum. Here there are 2 important features, children. The inner space of left atrium and ventricle are smaller when compared to that of inner space of right atrium and right ventricle. And the walls of ventricles are thicker than the walls of atria. And these features in our next sessions we will discuss in detail. A valve is present between right atrium and right ventricle, which is called tricuspid valve, and the valve present in between left atrium and left ventricle is called bicuspid valve or mitral valve. A major blood vessel originates from right ventricle, that is called pulmonary artery. The valves present in this region of pulmonary artery are called pulmonary valves. And a major blood vessel originated from left ventricle, which is known as systemic artery or aorta. The valves present at the region of systemic artery are called systemic valves. And in the right atrium, we can see the opening of superior vena cava and inferior vena cava. There are 2 openings in the right atrium, that is, the blood from the body parts like head, neck are taken by the superior vena cava to the right atrium, and at the same time the blood from other parts like hands, legs, abdomen are bring it to by inferior vena cava. And in the left atrium we can see the openings of pulmonary veins, which bring oxygenated blood from lungs to heart. Let's revise once. The heart is divided into 4 chambers. Upper chambers are called atria and the lower chambers are called ventricles. These are separated by septum. In between right atrium and right ventricle, tricuspid valve is present, and in between left atrium and ventricle, bicuspid valve is present or mitral valve. We can also call it as mitral valve. From the right ventricle, pulmonary artery arises and pulmonary valves are present in the pulmonary artery. From the left ventricle, systemic artery or aorta arises. The valves present in this are called systemic valves. Now, let's see the blood circulation. The impure blood, that is deoxygenated blood from all the parts of the body is collected by the superior vena cava and inferior vena cava and bring it to the right atrium. As already discussed, the parts like head, neck, from these parts superior vena cava collects the blood, and the parts like hands, legs and from abdomen inferior vena cava collects the blood, and the two veins which collect the blood from all the parts bring the blood to the right atrium. From the right atrium, blood flows into the right ventricle through a tricuspid valve. From there, blood goes to the lungs through pulmonary artery. In the lungs, exchange of gases takes place between alveoli and blood. Already we studied in our second lesson. So, the exchange of gases takes place. With the addition of oxygen, the impure blood, that is deoxygenated blood, becomes pure blood, that is oxygenated blood. Then the oxygenated blood reaches the left atrium through pulmonary veins. From the left atrium, it goes to left ventricle via bicuspid valve or mitral valve. From there, it passes into systemic artery or aorta and distributed to all the parts of the body. The systemic artery divides into many arterioles, that means many branches, and distribute oxygen to each and every cell of the body via blood. During cellular respiration, cells release carbon dioxide. With the addition of carbon dioxide, blood becomes impure. So, again it is carried to the right atrium by superior and inferior vena cava. That is about blood circulation. Let's revise once. The deoxygenated blood from all the body parts reaches to the right atrium through superior vena cava and inferior vena cava, and from the right atrium it goes to right ventricle, and from the right ventricle the deoxygenated blood goes to the lungs through pulmonary artery, and in the lungs with the addition of oxygen it becomes oxygenated blood, and this oxygenated blood reaches to the left atrium via pulmonary vein. From the left atrium it goes to left ventricle, and from the left ventricle this oxygenated blood goes to all the body parts through systemic artery or aorta. This is briefly about the circulation of blood in the heart. To understand better, we studied the blood circulation like a cycle, but actually blood flows into two atria at the same time and two ventricles at the same time. The flow of blood into both arteries, that is pulmonary artery and systemic artery, also takes place at the same time. These processes we will learn in detail under the topic cardiac cycle in our further sessions. Let's summarize today's topics. Today we have studied the importance of circulatory system and the structure and blood circulation in heart. That's all for today. Thank you.